Hey there lovelies, welcome back to my channel. It's almost Halloween time, so this week's book is The Haunted Hayride from The Littlest Pet Shop. Comment down below on what you're going to be for Halloween. So, let's get on with it. Littlest Pet Shop, The Haunted Hayride from Scholastic. Littlest Pet Shop, The Haunted Hayride, written by Judy Katschke, illustrated by Prescott Hill from Scholastic Inc. Contents: Fall Heyday, page 4. Bad Sign, page 12. Russell Says Relax, page 17. Masked Mystery, page 22. Follow the Leader, page 27. Very Scary, page 32. The Last Straw, page 36. Fall for All, page 40. Chapter 1, Fall Heyday. Fall is the most awesome season, Blythe Baxter said as she pedaled through downtown City Park. Her bike was hitched to a wagon filled with haze and pets. Fall means apple cider, crunchy leaves, and hay rides. Hay rides mean hay fever. Suno the mongoose sneezed. Achoo! The Littlest Pet Shop day campers were having a blast on their first fall hayride. They were also dressed head to tail in Blythe style, Blythe's very own line of pet fashions. Blythe had a special knack for designing pet clothes. She also had a secret knack. She could talk to animals. Don't forget, Blythe called back. We're looking for ideas for Littlest Pet Shop's fall window displays, so keep your eyes peeled. Like bananas, Mingo the monkey cried. Where are they? Where? Thanks to Mrs. Twombly, the store's owner, Blythe had permission to keep the pets out later than usual that day, as long as they were back before dark. I always did like the nightlife, Vinny said, kicking up hay with some fancy footwork. And I'm not even nocturnal. Suddenly, Blythe screeched to a stop as something big, round, and orange rolled in front of her bike. What the yikes? Blythe cried. Fall also means pumpkins, Russell the hedgehog said. Where did that come from? Blythe wondered. She got her answers as a pair of twins ran out from behind the trees. It was Brittany and Whitney Biscuit, better known as Trouble Times 2. Yeah, and your idea to go pumpkin picking, Brittany? Whitney grumbled. Like, what's wrong with pumpkin in a can? Pumpkin picking? Blythe couldn't believe her ears. The Biscuits were doing something fun? Are you going to carve your pumpkin? Blythe asked. Or decorate it? Does it look like we drink out of sippy cups? Whitney snapped. We were looking for the perfect pumpkin and we, found it. The Bag and Bean Cafe ran out of pumpkin lattes, Brittany explained. Now they'll have no excuse. I should have known, Blythe sighed. The only idea of fun for the Biscuits was making Littlest Pet Shop look bad. Their dad, Fisher Biscuit, owned the competition, largest ever pet shop. The big box store had tons with and merchandise, but zero heart when it came to pets. We're going on a hayride, Blythe said. Have you ever done that before? And sit in straw with a stinky skunk and raccoon, Whitney snorted at the wagon. Russell is a hedgehog, Blythe said. And I don't stink, Pepper the skunk said for only Blythe to hear. Well, most of the time. The twins scowled at the pets, chattering happily. Hayrides are for kids, Whitney said. We're super crazy close to being adults. Unlike you, baby Blythe, Brittany sniffed. Blythe sighed and then said cheerily, Enjoy your lattes. Whitney and Brittany watched as the hayride continued up the path. Blythe and those creatures are having way too much fun, Whitney sneered. But that is going to change. Like how? Brittany asked. Whitney smiled slyly and said, I think I know how to turn their hayride into a stray ride. Chapter 2, Bad Sign. Blythe continued until she reached a sign showing where the trail was headed. That's weird, Blythe said. The arrow is pointing into the wooded part of the park. Don't go in, Sunil warned. We could get poison ivy or sprayed by a skunk. You should be so lucky, Pepper snapped. But the other pets were ready for adventure. The songs could inspire some beautiful songs, Zoe said. Or just give us some diseases, Sunil murmured. Blythe smiled. If the trail goes into the woods, she said, so should we. The pets had no idea what to expect. They also had no idea they were being watched. Mission accomplished, Brittany, Whitney said as the twins popped up from behind the sign. Flipping that sign was brilliant, Whitney. Blythe and those creatures will be lost and gone forever. Speaking of gone, Brittany said, looking around, like, where's our... Meanwhile, Blythe pedaled the wagon deeper into the woods. She stopped when the path split in 4 directions. Chillax, Pepper declared. I know a trusted scientific method of selecting the way to go. Pepper pointed to each trail and said, Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'd go with mo, Vinny told Blythe. Blythe turned the wagon up the trail that Pepper picked. The forest grew thicker. The sky got darker. When Blythe and the pets saw what was dangling from the trees, they gasped. There were spider webs, skeletons, and fluttery white ghosts. This isn't a hayride, Vinny cried. This is a hey, let's get out of here ride. Blythe looked around. I would get us out of here if I could, she said slowly. But I can't. Why not? The pets asked together. Because, Blythe said, I think we're lost. Chapter 3. Russell says relax. Lost? Sunil cried. It's okay, Blythe said. I'll call for help on my phone. But when Blythe grabbed her phone... That's weird, Blythe said. The battery's drained, but I swear I charged it right before we left. I took some pictures with your phone, Blythe, Minka said cheerily. Of the hayride. How many? Blythe asked. Minka began counting. 1, 2, 3, 400. 400? Blythe cried. On to plan B, Pepper sighed. As in bad news. But Russell puffed out his chest and smiled. Maybe not, Russell declared. Lucky for you, you're riding with a former Wood Scout. A Wood Scout? Blythe asked. Wood Scouts learn how to survive in the woods, Russell explained. Did you learn how to find your way out? Zoe asked. I didn't earn my find your way out of the woods badge by roasting marshmallows, Russell said. Super, Russell, Blythe said with a smile. What's the first thing we need to do? The first thing we need to do is not panic, Russell said, and stay relaxed. We can relax with some funny jokes, Blythe suggested. Pepper, you're on. I've got some jokes that go with the fall season, Pepper said. Wait till you hear them. Blythe and the pets gathered around Pepper as she cracked her first joke. Where do monsters go when they're sick? Pepper asked. To a witch doctor. Monsters? Witches? Penny cried. Where? Why are vampires hard to get along with? Pepper said. Because they're a pain in the necks. Vampires? Sunil cried. Are they here too? What road is most haunted by ghosts? Pepper joked. A dead end. Is that what we're lost on? Blythe frowned. Pepper's fall jokes were scary Halloween jokes and not good for keeping her and the pets relaxed. Any other suggestions, Russell? Blythe sighed as she looked at the now terrified pets. Okay, everybody, Russell said. According to my Wood Scout training, we should use our 5 senses to navigate. 5 senses, Blythe repeated. Those are hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Being a dog, I have a great sense of smell, Zoe said. Being a skunk, so do I, Pepper said, although I don't want to brag. Zoe, you're up, Russell said. Started sniffing for signs of something familiar. Gladly, Zoe said. She pointed her nose in the air and sniffed. Her eyes lit up as she cried, That's it! Something that will get us out? Blythe asked. No, Zoe said dreamily. Something that will smell fabulous in my future signature perfume. Zoe sniffed the air again. Is it honeysuckle? Jasmine? Help me out here, everyone. You were supposed to help us, Pepper cried. Blythe was about to calm everyone down when Penny shouted, I smell popcorn. Blythe and the pets took a whiff. There was a faint smell of popcorn in the air. Maybe there's a movie theater nearby, Blythe said hopefully. Movie theaters are filled with people and are usually less spooky than this place. Blythe and the pets left the wagon to follow the scent. When they reached the end of the trail, they didn't find a movie theater or people. They found a corn maze. There's the corn, Pepper said. Where's the pop? Blythe and the pets stared at rows and rows of straggly stalks. Standing among them was a scarecrow. Patched overalls, straw hats, tattered shirt, Sunil observed. There's just one thing missing. What? Penny said. His head, Sunil exclaimed. A head suddenly rose above the scarecrow's shoulder. It had a floppy straw hat, a black mask over its eyes, and a grinning mouth that laughed. Mwah, ha, ha,
ha.
I think I smell trouble, Zoe gulped. That scarecrow is alive. Chapter 5. Follow the leader. Ah! Blythe and the pets screamed. Terrified, they ran from the scarecrow, but didn't get far. Soon, they were lost inside the corn maze.
What did they teach you in the Wood Scouts about corn mazes, Russell? Vinny asked as they zigzagged around. To stay away from them, Russell said.
After snaking through the maze, Blythe and the pets stumbled out, but they weren't out of the woods yet. The scarecrow is probably still around, Zoe said. Let's get back to the wagon, Blythe. Good idea, Blythe said. There's just one problem. What? The pets asked. We lost our wagon, Blythe sighed.
Let's just walk in a straight line, Russell suggested. Sooner or later, it will lead us out. Yo, Vinny called out. Who's up for follow the gecko?
Blythe and the pets formed a line behind Vinny. When they were in place, Vinny led them in a neat straight line.
This reminds me of something, Vinny said.
Something that will get us out of the woods? Minka asked.
Something that will make us dance, Vinny declared. Everybody, conga!
A conga beat filled the air as Vinny broke into fancy-footed dance steps. Soon, the neat straight line was squiggling in every direction. Vinny, stop! Blythe called, but when Vinny stopped, they were more lost than ever.
I've seen straight lines on cold cobras, Sunil complained.
Just then, Blythe spotted a field filled with brown, orange-colored objects. Vinny did lead us somewhere, Blythe said. To a pumpkin patch. Everyone inched closer to the pumpkins. Pumpkins stood in the middle of the patch, piled on top of one another. The pumpkins had holes for arms and legs, and the pumpkin on top was carved like a jack-o'-lantern. Atop the pumpkins pile sat a floppy straw hat, and it looked a bit like... It's the spooky scarecrow, Penny cried. It's him! Chapter 6. Very, very scary. Blythe and the pets sprinted away from the pumpkin patch. They looked around and realized they were even more lost than ever. I just had a terrible thought, as usual, Sunil cried. What if we never find our way out? Then someone will find us, Russell said. Wood Scouts learn how to leave signs that will catch the attention of our rescuers. Like marking our turf? Pepper asked, raising her tail. Where do you want it? The sign, I mean, is painting the word hell, Russell said. Minka is our artist, Blythe said. She pointed to a boulder. She can paint the sign on that big rock. I don't have paint, Minka said. Use berries, Russell suggested. Crushed berries make paint. Quickly, Blythe and the pets went berry picking in the shrubs nearby. They piled the berries next to Minka and stepped back. Ready, set, fling, Russell shouted. Minka flung the berries against the rock with a splat. When she was done, there were streaks, splotches, smudges, but no help. Why don't I write it? Blythe suggested. Just then, something dropped from a tree. It's a spider, Russell said as they gathered beneath the dangling bug. It might be a spider to you, Vinny said, but to me, it's dinner. Vinny went to snatch the spider when, plop! Something else dropped over Blythe and the pets. A web. Ah! Blythe and the pets screamed. Now they were lost and trapped. Chapter 7. The Last Straw. Blythe and the pets pawed and clawed at the web, but they weren't quite strong enough to entangle themselves. Sorry, guys, Blythe sighed. It was my dumb idea to take you on this hayride. It wasn't dumb, Blythe, Penny said. You just didn't know the hayride would turn into a scare ride. Suddenly, Blythe and the pets heard rustling leaves above them, and then a strange laugh. They looked up. The masked scarecrow was sitting in the tree holding a rope attached to the web. Hey, you stuffed shirt! Pepper shouted bravely. Get us out of here!
Okie dokie, the scarecrow said. He gave the rope a tug, and the spider web flew up.
We're free!
Minka cheered.
The scarecrow drummed down, grinned, and then was gone in the blink of an eye. No scary monster says okie dokie, Pepper said. That guy's a fake.
Let's get him, Vinny shouted.
The chase was on. Why is he so short? Zoe asked as they ran.
Forget that, Vinny said. Why is he so fast? I can fix that, Russell said.
Here's something else I learned. Russell rolled himself into a tight ball and tumbled after the scarecrow. Go, Russell, Blythe cheered. Up ahead on the path, the scarecrow ran until he was halted by something blocking the way. The lost wagon. The scarecrow backed up against the wagon as Russell rode closer and closer until...
Russ?
The scarecrow asked. Russell popped out of his ball. Gus? What?
You two know each other? Blythe cried, running to catch up. Chapter 8. Fall for All. Gus whipped off his mask and smiled. The scary scarecrow was a raccoon. That explains the mask, Pepper said. Now explain how you know Russell. Russell and I were Wood Scouts together, Gus explained. His nickname was Roly-Poly because of his awesome hedgehog roll. That's how I knew it was him. And your name is Spooky, Blythe said angrily. Why did you scare us? You talk to animals? Gus screeched. Oh! Get a grip, Gus, Russell said, shaking his friend. Blythe is cool. She's right, too, Zoe said. What were you thinking scaring us like that? I built my spooky hayride trail years ago, Gus explained. But no one was ever brave enough to ride into the wooded part of the wood. You mean the park trail didn't even lead there? Russell asked. The sign pointed us in here. Blythe narrowed her eyes as she remembered the biscuit. Maybe someone turned the sign around, she said. Someone or two, the pets groaned. Maybe, Gus agreed. But I'm glad you found my trail, even if it was spooky. Spooky? Ha! Vinny scoffed. I come from hardy stock. Chicken stock, Pepper muttered. You built this trail yourself, Gus? Blythe asked. The corn maze, the spiderweb, the glowing carved pumpkin? I sure did, Gus confirmed. Blythe smiled. Gus's ideas gave her one too. Gus, how would you like to help us design a fall window display? Blythe asked. For the most fabulous pet shop in downtown city. That's Littlest Pet Shop, Minka declared. Of course, Gus exclaimed. And I have found the perfect pumpkin that would look great in your window. It came rolling in here a few hours ago. Cool, Blythe said. This is all wonderful, Sunil said. But perhaps Gus could do something else for us? What? Gus asked. Get us out into these woods, please, Sunil pleaded. Blythe, the Littlest Pet Shop fall window display is a hit, Mrs. Twombly declared a week later. Who knew corn could be so stylish and amazing? Blythe joked. Mrs. Twombly hurried inside the store to help customers. Blythe and the pets heard a familiar, not-so-happy voice. What is the meaning of this, Blythe Baxter? Blythe cringed. Whitney and Brittany Biscuit were glaring into the Littlest Pet Shop window. I spy, with my little eye, Whitney sneered, a perfect pumpkin. Is that our perfect pumpkin latte pumpkin? Brittany demanded. The one we like lost in the park. Wait, weren't you lost in the park? Blythe smiled and said, You'll have to ask your new window designer. His name is Gus. Gus stepped out of the shop. The twins gulped. Is Gus a raccoon? Winnie stammered. Raccoons have wicked sharp claws, Brittany said. And wicked sharp. Gus flashed a grin. Teeth! The twins screamed. They kept screaming as they ran up the block and around a corner. We won't be seeing them in a while, Blythe said. And that's cool with me. Aren't you glad we went on that hayride through the park, Blythe? Penny asked. Totally, Blythe said. Not only did we find the most fabulous ideas for the Littlest Pet Shop fall window display, Blythe smiled at Gus and said, We found the most fabulous new friend. The end.
Thank you, lovelies, for watching me read The Haunted Hayride. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below on what you're going to be for Halloween, and comment down below on what you think I should read next. Goodbye for now.